Is an abortion. What is an abortion? An abortion is a medical procedure to terminate pregnancy. It is a medical procedure to terminate pregnancy. And when you come to think about it, it is a way of tampering with nature. I don't know if you all want to agree with me. It is a way of terminating an existing life. It is a way of cutting short the life of an unborn child. There are several types of abortions, and the method used depends upon the length of the pregnancy. These methods include, the first method is early medical abortion up to 9 weeks. This method involves taking 2 tablets, 1-2 days after the other, and together they will induce cramping that will result in the uterus breaking down and the embryo being flushed out. This may also be called medical abortion or using the abortion pill. This is very common among youth. They get pills, they get the tablets after they have been pregnant, without consulting anybody. They started taking of this. We're going to see most of the serious adverse reaction of most of these abortions as we go on. Another type of abortion is vacuum aspiration abortion. This is done maybe 5 to 15 weeks. This method involves a tube being inserted into the vagina and uses suction to remove the embryo from the uterus. This is sometimes also called the suction method. This is it is an abuse even on the person of this person they wanted to perform the abortion, because this person is going to subject to a lot of physical tortures. They are going to introduce a foreign body, a tube into the vagina and through cervical. We're going to see all those things as we talk. Dilation and evacuation, 15 to 19 weeks. This method involves stretching the cervix open with a forceps and using suction to remove the embryo from the uterus. This may also be called, this is a very popular one we know, D&C. They call it D&C, dilatation and curettage. Can be considered the suction method. This one, the baby is already formed there. So what they do is just to use a forceps to pieces this live, innocent baby in the uterus. They will insert the forceps inside. They call it selective picking. And then they will be picking the arm. They will be picking the leg. They will be picking them out one after the other. It is barbaric. I'm telling you, if you have seen where this is being performed, no, it is, I don't know what else to call it. Are there laws about teenagers having abortion? Is there any law that says teenagers or youth should have abortion or should not have an abortion?
No.
Young women under the age of 16 may seek abortion information without parental consent. And that is what we are really here to talk about today. Previously we believed that somebody that is age 16 is not psychologically stable to make decisions. But here, it is being empowered that somebody under the age 16 can seek an abortion. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Yep.
There is a contradiction in the law. The law defines a youth as somebody from the age 16 to 24 who are not psychologically stable. That means they cannot make decisions themselves. They cannot take decisions themselves. They are not in better position to look after themselves. But now the same law comes back because of this abortion act now, that the same underage, the same people that they believe that are not emotionally stable can go to an hospital to seek an abortion information without their parent consent. So that means in a way the law is empowering somebody as young as 16 years old to be promiscuous. Because what they would think is that even if I get pregnant, at least I have the right, I can go to an abortion clinic and have it flushed out without my parents knowing anything about it. And that is what we are looking at. The 21st century youth under the English law, the Christian view. Do you understand what I'm saying now? A young woman under the age of 16 may also have an abortion without parental consent if a doctor determines that she meets the Fraser guidelines. You can imagine that. A young girl of 16 years old. So that means what this law is really saying is that anybody as young as 16 or below 16 are entitled to have sexual intercourse, because there's no way somebody is going to go for abortion if she has not been having sexual intercourse. So these are the laws that are empowering the youth of today to make them believe and sometimes behave like an adult, because they believe that, well, my mom, my dad, my parent, my guardian doesn't have to know I'm pregnant. So that means nobody has to monitor me. I can go to my boyfriend, I can get pregnant. The moment I realize I'm pregnant, I go to the doctor without my parent consent and flush this thing out. And that means I can do it as many times I want. What are the guidelines? Number one, if you understand the medical professional advice, that is another contradictory. I still keep on saying that they define a youth as somebody that is not psychologically stable. How could a 16-year-old understand the implication of having an abortion? She just knows that she doesn't want this and got rid of it. She doesn't understand the emotional implication, the physical implications. She cannot be persuaded to inform her parents. You can imagine that. She is competent to give consent to the treatment. How competent is a 16-year-old or somebody that is below 16 years? How competent are they to give consent? It is in our best interest not to inform our parents. These are in direct contrast to the law guiding the youth, the one we talked previously before. The after effect of abortion. What happens after an abortion is being carried out? The physical complications of abortions. Let's look at the physical complications of abortion. Why the immediate complications of abortion are usually treatable, these complications frequently lead to long-term reproductive damage of much more serious nature. Sometimes an act of abortion can lead to a long time reproductive damage in the body, even without the woman knowing it. It is until probably maybe later in the future when this particular woman or young girl that have committed an abortion want to have a baby now, when she couldn't have a baby. And that is why you see some people, especially, well, in quotes, back home in Africa, after they have committed series of abortion, and when it was time for them, well, were young, they were busy, procuring a lot of abortion. When they now grow or they got married, they want to have a baby. When they don't have a baby, what would they be blaming them? Witchcraft. They would say it is a witchcraft, or it is their mother-in-law that was responsible for their lack of having baby. For example, one possible outcome of abortion-related infection is sterility. Sterility is a term used for non-productive. When a woman is unable to produce any baby, it becomes sterile. Because we should understand that most of these things they are introducing into this womb, the uterus, that is also called the womb, it is just like a sacred place. It doesn't want anything from outside. But in the process of an abortion, what they introduce into the uterus are these foreign bodies, which might not be free of microorganisms. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So as soon as they introduce all these infection, which we shall be looking at later, it can cause a long time sterility. Researchers have